Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with this Nigeria newspaper. The major story here, cholera outbreak. Death toll hits 63 as 10 states top infection list. The riders there, cases recorded in 122 local government areas in 33 states. Zamfara, Bauchi, Cross River, Ebonyi, Rivers, Lagos, Bayelsa, Abia, Katsina, Delta contribute 90%. Another story here quickly. Withheld salaries, SANU to shut 91 federal state universities Thursday. Poultry farmers lament closure of 30% farms in 6 months. Revoke East-West road contract, reps urge federal government. Akpabio commends FCT bus terminal infrastructure. This is some of the stories you find on the front page of this Nigerian newspaper. And to the Daily News Hub, Borno attacks, female suicide bombers imported. That's what members of the House of Reps are saying. They say female terrorists recruited, brainwashed, brought from outside state to wreak havoc in Gwoza. More than 180 critically injured receiving treatment. A lawmaker also said that. And down here, we've declared state of emergency on oil production. That's what the NNPCL says its strategy to increase crude production, grow reserves. And war means war. We have right tools. We know what to fight, Gary boasts. At the downstrip, Tinubu approves new withholding tax policy. At the corner there, Southeast governors to parley federal government over Nnamdi Kanu as Obasanjo storms forums meeting. And that's the picture of the Southeast governors there. And Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma in the middle, making a statement yesterday. And no tolerance for land grabbing in Ogun. Speaker assures aggrieved communities. National Assembly's voice is loud. Senate replies, Lukman. Some stories you find on the front page of the Daily News Hub. To the Guardian newspaper now. Orosaye report. Proposed merger rattle MDAs. Lobbying intensifies at National Assembly. Proposed mergers rattle MDAs. Lobbying intensifies at National Assembly. Another corner there, cholera toll hits 63 deaths, 2,102 cases in 33 states. A story here says, Sultan lacks power to appoint anyone, Sokoto government declares. Right. Unity School debacle, how 1,800 teachers got employed but unpaid for 36 months. How did that happen? And federal government rules out fresh withholding tax regulations. Some stories you find on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. To the Punch newspaper now. Cholera, 33 states battle 2,102 cases as NYSC enforces strict camp rules. Lagos, Bayelsa, 8 others have 90% of cases as infections spread to 122 local governments. Federal government directs MDAs to patronize made in Nigeria goods. Another story here. Southeast governors to meet Tinubu for Nnamdi Kanu's release. And those are some of the stories you find on the front page of the Punch newspaper. And to the Leadership newspaper now. High energy tariffs. Universities can generate own electricity, experts are saying. Query capacities of engineering and water resources facilities. We can't place ivory towers on special tariffs, Fiscal saying. Senate to decriminalize non-use of national identity number. Federal government exempts farmers, manufacturers, MSMEs from withholding tax. And to the front page of this day newspaper now. The major story here, Shatima, federal government seeks policy framework roadmap to revamp manufacturing sector, seeks prioritization of local content made in Nigeria goods. Dangote fought CBN's over 26% interest rate. LCCI commends Apex Bank's removal of price verification system. And there's a picture of the Southeast governors with the header pushing for regional security and economic integration of the Southeast. At the top corner there, Mele Kyari to IOCs, Nigeria will produce its oil, won't wait for you. GCO declared state of emergency on crude production, delaying concluding divestment detrimental to Nigeria, says producers. And Adelabu seeks full commercialization of power sector to ensure survival. This is some of the stories on the front page of this day newspaper. Now to the Daily Independent. Revamping manufacturing sector, federal government seeks policy framework from MAN, that's the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, for instant implementation. The writers there demands prioritization of local content made in Nigeria goods, approves withholding tax exemption for small businesses. Dangote says nobody can create jobs with interest rate at 30%. At the downstream, reps revisit Orosai report to streamline government agencies. Minister says Nigerians spent 20 trillion naira to power generators in 2023. Calls for massive investment in gas sector. Retired Nigeria Airways staff seek enrollment in life pension scheme. Right to Tinubu Keyamo over their plight. Some stories on the front page of the Daily Independent. And to the First News newspaper, Southeast Governors rally for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Marathon meeting with Obasanjo fuels renewed efforts. High stakes in energy, power sector needs 6 trillion naira annually for uninterrupted supply. That's what the minister is saying. Bandits kill lecturer, abduct children in Katsina. A sad one there. And the government demands return of 22 official vehicles from ex-deputy Governor Shaibu. And NMPCL Limited declares state of emergency on crude production. Some stories on the front page of the First News newspaper. And to the Nature News. Nigerians oppose GMOs, Tella May's opinion poll. Nigerians oppose GMOs, Tella May's. There was a report saying that GMOs will help address matters of food inflation, food security. And now we're seeing Nigerians opposing that statement. And another story here, development partners launch initiative for Africa's blue-green economy. The fact check, is organic farming better for the environment than conventional farming? That's a story you might want to read. Some stories on the front page of Nature News. Ibrahim.
Right, the first with me here is the Daily Times with a screaming headline, State of the Nation, food riots very imminent in Nigeria, warns Agbakoba. Sano to shut down varsities July the 4th over withheld salaries. And above the nameplate, perspectives from Nigeria's war against LGBTQ individuals. Dangote at Man Summit, no growth will happen with 30% interest rate. Aviation unions brace for showdown over planned concession of Kano Airport. And then Benue Senator dragged to court for ordering detention of driver for 2 weeks. On the bottom strip, Senate urges NIMET, others to make flooding information available timely. Next is the Nation newspaper. Government targets passage of new tax laws in third quarter. States to get 90% VAT share. It's impossible to create jobs with high interest rate on loans, says Dangote. Varsities face another round of disruption. Declared July the 13th, Wole Soyinka Day, Alake urges federal government. Next is Blueprint newspaper. Concerns as NNPCL declares state of emergency on crude oil production. Join the war or be left behind, Kyari tells IOCs. Those accusing Tinubu of marginalizing North, selfish. Atawale lists 30 key positions allocated to Northerners. Anambra police recover 3-month-old baby in front of school. That's about Oronsai report. There is no shortcut to Oronsai's report on MDA's restructuring. That's according to the Nigerian reps. Next is Nigerian News Direct. Why federal government must consider private investments as national assets. Dangote says foreign investors will only come when local investors are thriving, as VP Shetima harps on local content. Sanwo-Olu inaugurates 10-story LBCI housing scheme. NNPC Limited blames procurement processes operators for declining crude production. Cholera epidemic, 54 years of recurrence. Disease exposes Nigeria's poor preventive measures. Next is Daily Trust. CBN interest rate hike, hindering growth, job creation. That's according to Dangote. Federal government harps on local content made in Nigeria goods. Next is Salient Times. With a screaming headline, Dangote kicks against CBN's 26% interest rate, says no growth will happen. It will hinder job creation. Power sector needs 6 trillion naira revenue annually to ensure steady supply. This is according to Minister, says 16 trillion naira spent yearly on self-generation. Woman, 72, killed, buried in Edo farm. Patrick Doyle blames Satan after Kirk Franklin lost Gospel Music Award to Thames. Patrick Doyle blames Satan after Kirk Franklin lost Gospel Music Award to Thames. Obasanjo visits Southeast governors, moves for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Controversial bill, Sultanate Council pledges support for Sokoto government. Alleged land grabbing, Ogun communities take case to State Assembly. Next is the Business Times. How to stop investors from leaving Nigeria, attract new ones. This is according to Dangote. World Bank says global growth stabilizing at weak pace. Federal government raises 4.13 trillion naira to finance 2024 budget in H1 2024. Shetima demands prioritization of local content made in Nigeria goods. And then above the nameplate, CBN threatened to sanction banks, others for rejecting old, lower dollar bill denominations. Next is Business Day. Concerns over Naira, inflation as money supply hits 99.23 trillion Naira. And then we have faster divestment, unlocked deep water assets, key to fixing oil woes. Next is the Nation Sporting Life. Summer transfer, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea's Osimhen talks on hold. Gunners prefer Gyökeres to Nigerian. And also we have Demiral Brace sent Turks through. NFF told me not to invite Inyama. Mikel Emenike names Boniface, Lukman, Eagles' best players. That's Olise revealing there. Gunners make first move for 60 million euros. Kaunde. That's about it for all the newspapers up for review this morning.
Right. And I believe that viewers have been updated. But I just want us to touch the story on the front page of this Nigerian newspaper, still talking about the cholera outbreak, where the death toll has hit 63, 10 states, top list of infection. It's across 33 states as we speak. It shows that the whole matter is not abating as it is. And so Nigerians need to be vigilant and ensure that they do the needful. We're still seeing cases of death reported, which is 63 now. And the essence of this conversation is to ensure that you do what is needed so that this will not be a report about you. You would not be part of the toll, the death toll. Hand washing, ensuring that you take necessary
non-pharmaceutical measures.
Non-pharmaceutical measures. As it is often said, prevention is better than cure.
Absolutely.
As you see. And then when you see yourself perhaps stooling over time, and the stool is watery, They said rice water, according to the experts that we've had, rice water stew as it is. Do not think that when you eat bread, you eat gari, you'll be able to address that, or you go to agbo, you look for agbo or this traditional means to treat yourself, concoctions and all of it. It's important you go to the hospital and ensure that you get the right treatment, because you need to restore the electrolytes you have lost as a result of the hydration process happening when you stew. Absolutely.
And, the rains are here. And then we see how heavy it's been. We could even hear the pouring of the rain. So that alone will be moving, the waste that have been gathered over a period of time from open defecation, etc., to other places. And then, the issue of food crisis. People are looking for ways to, satisfy their hunger.
Survival.
So they take anything they see on the go. So people have to be very, very vigilant. They have to be very careful what they put to their mouth. They have to wash their hands, just like you said, because cleanliness, they say, is next to godliness.
All right, we'll leave the conversation here now. Coming up on TVC